What is the best brand of spray paint? Let's compare them and see. I used this old beat up coffee table to test them out. I cleaned it up, taped it off into 3 sections, and sprayed 2 different primers in 2 of those sections. When the primer was dry, I divided those sections into 6 sections and sprayed the spray paints. Krylon Fusion spray paint, Rust-Oleum Gloss Protective Enamel, Behr spray paint, Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover in dark green because I couldn't find it in gloss black at any of my local stores, Krylon Color Max, and Color Place. They each got 2 coats, and then I left it all to dry for a week. And then I did a little scratch test. Shockingly, I was able to scratch off the paint or primer in a lot of the sections after only a week. But the Color Place stuck really well in the no primer section. Behr paint and primer did awesome too. I had a hard time getting it to scratch off of the 123 primer and the Bin Shellac primer. Rust-Oleum Gloss Protective Enamel also did very well. In the Bin Shellac primer section, it did not scratch off. And then I did another scratch test about 40 days later. This time, Krylon Fusion did not scratch with either primer, but it did scratch one time with no primer. Rust-Oleum Gloss Protective Enamel made me work hard to get it to scratch with the other primers, but it still scratched off decently easily with the no primer section. Behr paint and primer still did not scratch off with either of the primers, but it did scratch off in the no primer section. Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover held better than before too. It still scratched here and there with the primers though, and the no primer section still scratched off more. Krylon Color Max was about the same as Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover. And the Color Place did about the same, except no primer section still held really well. Overall, all of the paints scratched more where there were scratches in the wood. So that wasn't very fair of me to use a really scratched surface. It's so hard to compare all of these paints and really choose a winner. There were definitely some that were better than others, but no spray paint made it out of this test without scratching. But still, some paints held better than others. Behr paint and primer in combination with the primers stood out to me. Rust-Oleum Protective Enamel with Bin Shellac did really well too, and after drying for more time, Krylon Fusion did really well with the primers. What do you think? Were you shocked by any of these results? I know the Color Place shocked me when it was the only one that held on in the no primer section. Let me know what you think in the comments. Not sure what supplies you need for your furniture flip? We got you. Click the link in my comment to download our free list of must-have supplies that we use every day to paint furniture.